40 Days of Faith. Today I'm going to be talking about the missionary to China named Gladys Aylward. In 1929, she was first told that she was not good enough to be a missionary because she had failed Bible class. Plus, her age, 27, made her an older woman. She also felt that she had nothing to offer because she wasn't a teacher or a nurse. How could she serve? But one night, at a church service, she heard a young preacher talk about the need for missionaries in China, and she knew that she was called. She would just have to get to China on her own with the help of God and some good Christian people. What an adventure that was. She bought the cheapest ticket possible, and she would have to travel by train through Russia and Siberia. A war was going on in North China. And because of this war, Gladys was forced to walk in the bitter cold and snow along railroad tracks for over 30 hours. The train had stopped because of the fighting with the war, and it could not make it to China. She was thrown into a holding room at the train station. Now she was in a country where she couldn't even speak their language. And she had no food or money. At one point, she was captured by a Russian soldier because they thought that her passport said machinist, when in actuality it said missionary. During the war, Russia needed some good machinists. They basically held her captive in her hotel room. She finally escaped, and miracle after miracle happened despite many obstacles. When finally in China, the Lord used Gladys to spread the gospel. She was able to tell Bible stories to travelers at the Inn of Eight Happinesses. This inn had been started by Gladys and an elderly missionary lady named Mrs. Lawson. Gladys also became a Chinese citizen, and at one point she was even given the high position of Chinese foot inspector. She was put in this position by the Chinese mandarin in order to stop the ancient practice of foot binding. This practice was done to girls. They would wrap their feet in tight bands from childhood to make them small. It was very painful, and the women would hobble along not walking well their whole lives. Gladys was also able to stop prison riots. She led Chinese orphans through treacherous mountains in order to escape war and certain death. She also witnessed the martyr of many Chinese Christians. She was open and available to his mighty plan and kept preaching the gospel. After I read a book about Gladys Aylward, I was so amazed, and I thought they really need to make this into a movie. And I was so surprised to find that they did. I'll put the link in the drop down.